Hey, we got something a little different today. And some of you guys may have seen this by now. The LMR started selling some stamped metal wall art. That's what it's called if you want to search for it. And I got me one of these. It's what, 3 feet long and about 1 foot high. And this is the 87 to 93 GT hatch, but they got all kinds of variations. And I got something kind of unique and special in mind for this. So, well, it comes already primered, so I'm gonna wipe it down with some wax and tire remover, and then we're gonna get to painting. Yeah, let's get a few coats of this on there and see what else we can come up with to make this a little unique and special. So one of the first videos I ever posted, I think, was around my stereo that I was starting to install in the car here. And I've never gotten around to doing a trim panel for covering up the amps and wiring. And I do have the cover, you know, the hatch cover, but I don't use that all the time. I've started to cut out a piece of 1/2-inch particle board, and it's going to sit there. It'll mount maybe with some magnets. I haven't decided yet. Velcro, I'm not sure. But that's just a template. I used cardboard initially, cut it out, and then cut out this piece. So this, I'm trying to decide, you know, do I want a window in it to see some of the amps? The amps do have lights on them. Do I want, you know, a cutout or not? And ultimately, I've decided something a little different here. So I'm currently in the process of painting one of these new stamped metal, they call it wall art on LMR. I've got it under paint right now for the white to match my car. I've got a few other little things I'm gonna do to it, and then I'll clear coat it, and then I'm ultimately gonna mount it to this board. And I'm gonna have some lights, I think, built in behind it. And this is gonna be wrapped in vinyl. So let's get to working. And after I got this cut out, I took a round over bit on my cordless router here, little hand router. And you can see I've got a nice rounded edge, give it a little more of a finished look there you can, hopefully you can see I've got a rounded edge, and make the vinyl look a little better. All right, I got my vinyl laid out in my board. I'm gonna use this headliner adhesive. This is a new can that I just used to put my new headliner in the car. So I think this stuff should work pretty good. If I'm gonna mess this up, this will be the part that doesn't go well. All right, I've got a couple of heavy coats sprayed on this, and I'm gonna let it set for a minute or two, and then we'll get started. And you can see we got the white on here. Now I'm gonna do some masking, and we'll get some black trim laid down. And a little bit of an update on my project here for my amp cover plate. So I've got the LMR wall art painted to somewhat match the car, and on the back I have taken, let me open this up. I've taken some 1/4-inch 3M double-sided emblem tape and outlined all around the perimeter of the back side of this stamping. And then I took my LED strip, and the LED, this round piece that has the light in it, it also has this thin plastic strip attached to help insert it into, you know, in between car moldings. I took that flat strip and adhered it to the other side of this emblem tape all the way around, and have it sticking out just to the top edge around the outside of the perimeter. And that should light up when the amps are on. And then I'm going to use these magnets. They're pretty hard to get off, but They're strong. These magnets I'm going to screw into the board in the spots that I've got them here, so that this will be stuck onto the board, but not really glued on or anything like that. Just in case I want to change something in the future, I would just have a couple screw holes to deal with instead of tearing up the whole vinyl from trying to adhesive this down or something. So I'm going to get the magnets attached here, and then this will be stuck to the board with the magnets. And I'm still waiting on a few parts to show up before I show you guys how I'm going to actually attach the whole board to inside the car and make it removable also. And then this wire harness for the lights has a disconnect right here. So if I ever have to remove the panel, I can just pull out away, unhook this, and then the whole thing will come out. So more to come. I've got 3 magnets mounted to the back of the cover plate now. I've got 3 bosses screwed in to the amp rack, and they should all line up. And that's how it's gonna stay in place. It does not pull off easily. It takes a little bit of effort. Got to vacuum up my plastic chips. So I'm gonna just kind of center this with just an even amount of space on the front and back. Get just a little bit of extra board, not quite flush with the edge of this, but it'll be up above it just a little bit. And I've got 4 magnets stuck to the back. I'm gonna put some paint on those, touch them down onto the board to make my spots, and then screw the magnets in. Okay, I've got my paint marked around the screw hole on the magnets. There's my spots. And there we have it. Got those screwed in, and now this thing isn't going anywhere. So now let's turn our attention to the wiring. Well, on this LED strip, it came with a USB connection on the end of it. So I cut that off, stripped back the wire. I've got a red and a black that was connected to the USB end. I'm going to splice the power into my remote, which is that small in the middle, and then the ground will go onto the ground there. So when the car starts and the amps come on with the remote, then the light on the Mustang will come on as well. Okay, I've got the key turned on, and I've got the wiring on the main amp. Got this plugged in. I'll turn my work light off here, so you can see the lights are on. it won't be that noticeable really during the day, but at night you'll notice it, and it'll come on automatically with the amps. And then if I go turn the car off, you can see the lights go off. So let's get all this put back together. And there's the finished product. Well, almost finished. I've got something else on the way. I'm waiting for it to be delivered, and just a finishing little touch, but you get the general idea. I'll get some video added in here once that other part arrives, if it works out. Hopefully I don't ruin everything, but yeah, I'm pretty happy.